All right, welcome everybody. Peter Olinto here with you. Great to be with you today. Today. What are we doing today? So today is day one of our boot camp. Day one, we are going to do some, let's see, shall we start with quant? And then we'll do some financial statement analysis. And then we will do some corporate finance. I'm thinking tomorrow we will do debt, equity, derivatives, and then on day three, I'll leave for my buddy Darren to take us home from there. I'll probably do portfolio management as well tomorrow. So let me throw that in there. So that's pretty much how we will separate the topics over the next couple of days. Obviously, a lot of information. We want to make sure that we're covering the heavily tested topics, number one. But we're going to focus more on the math-intensive topics than the straight-out theory. Obviously, theory items are important, but the detailed explanatory answer is going to be more than enough to help you review those concepts. How about now? Can you hear me now? I switched microphones. Can you all hear me? Check 1 2, check 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear me? Okay, you've got me back. John, how about you? Can you hear me? John. Now, if John can't hear me. Oh, you got me. All right, so everybody's got me. We're good to go. Wonderful. So as I was saying, folks, just in case anybody missed the little intro there, John and everyone. So day one, I'm going to focus in on the quant, FSA, corporate finance. Day two, debt, equity, derivatives, portfolio management. And then I'll leave the econ, alternative investments for Darren next week. Just wanted to emphasize that we want to spend our time, obviously, on heavily tested topics and mostly things that are math intensive. So question number one happens to be one of the ones I'm talking about where it's theory based. Don't want to waste a lot of time on it. And I'm going to skip a lot of these actually, so we have more time for the math intensive. But we want an example of non-probability sampling. So when I think of non-probability, I'm thinking that analyst is using their own historical, experience, judgment, and it's obviously more convenient to do it that way. Okay, so the correct answer is obviously A, judgmental sampling. Make sure you note cluster and systematic are obviously forms of probability sampling. Okay, so again, you have the detailed explanatory answers for things like that. No big deal. All right, let's try our next one. First thing I want to review with you is when anytime you see multiple payments of an equal amount, you think annuity. Whenever you think of annuity, I want you to think, is it an ordinary annuity, which is the default rule where every payment comes at the end of the month or end of the year, end of each period, or is it annuity due? If it's an annuity due, then each payment is coming when? At the beginning of each period. You got to make sure you switch that calculator to begin mode, okay? So we're looking for the future value of an annuity due. What is that most likely? Now, the future value, if I make my first deposit on January 1st, as opposed to December 31st of year one, the future value of an annuity due is going to be greater than the future value of an ordinary annuity. So you want to stop and think before you rush to the answer choices, right? So making that deposit January 1, you've got an entire year's worth of interest. So that future value is going to be higher. All righty. So all factors remaining the same, the future value of an annuity due is most likely greater than the present value and the future value of an ordinary annuity. Well, let's talk about present value for a second. All righty. So one of the things we're going to be using the annuities for is to find that present value of a lease obligation. So note the overlap with financial statement analysis. Okay, so anytime we're dealing with leases, is that first payment coming today or is it coming at the end of the period? Okay, so with the leases, does it begin now? First payment happens today, or is it at the end of each year? All righty. So when we find the present value of that lease obligation, we want to be mindful of when that first payment is being made. Remember, if that first payment happens immediately today, then 100% of that payment is what? Principal reduction. If that